There are moments when you stand before God with trembling hands, begging Him for something you believe your entire future depends on. And instead of a miracle, you're met with a door that shuts in your face, a silence that feels unbearable, a path that suddenly ends. And in that moment, it feels like rejection. It feels like heaven has stepped back, leaving you alone with your confusion and fear. But what you don't see, what your heart can't grasp yet, is that sometimes God's no is the greatest act of love He can give you. Because often, God's no isn't a punishment. It's protection. It's a divine boundary from a Father who sees the dangers hidden behind the things you desperately want. You think you're being denied, but heaven is redirecting you. You think you're losing something, but God is pulling you away from what would have broken you. And one day, when the storm passes and clarity comes, you will look back and whisper, "Thank you for stopping me. I didn't know, but you did." Life often feels like a series of doors, some opening with ease, others closing with sudden finality. We chase dreams, pray for opportunities, and plead for answers, only to be met with silence or a firm no. It's in these moments of denial that most of us falter, questioning our worth, our faith, and the path we are walking. But it is precisely here, in the quiet, in the waiting, that God is shaping something greater than we can see, teaching patience, trust, and surrender. This message is for anyone who has ever felt rejected, overlooked, or abandoned in their deepest desires. It speaks to those who believe that their prayers would be answered exactly as imagined and found themselves staring at disappointment instead. God's no is never arbitrary, it's never cruel. It's a loving hand, guiding, protecting, and redirecting toward a plan far bigger than the one we imagined, a plan that our hearts will eventually recognize as perfect. If you've ever wondered why life doesn't go according to your plans, why the prayers that pour from your soul aren't answered immediately, this message is your reminder that every closed door has a purpose. Every no carries a hidden blessing, a divine lesson, and a promise that something better waits on the other side. The moment you understand this, your perspective begins to shift, and you begin to see that God's timing and wisdom are always working in your favor, even when it doesn't feel like it. There are moments when life feels like a relentless storm, tearing through your plans and dreams, leaving confusion and heartbreak in its wake. You prayed for clarity, for opportunity, for a yes, but instead, the answer was no. And it hurts. It shakes your faith and makes you question everything you believed about God, about yourself, and about the future. Yet within this storm lies a story you cannot yet see, a story of unseen protection, of doors closed to keep you from paths that would have brought more pain than gain. Think about the relationships that fell apart or the chances that slipped through your fingers. At the time, it felt like failure, like rejection, like the world had turned its back. But often, these very no moments shield us from hidden dangers. God's wisdom stretches beyond human understanding, orchestrating events in ways that, years later, reveal a tapestry of care and love. Every setback, every disappointment, every heartache carries the silent promise that something better awaits. Sometimes, the hardest lessons come not from what we gain, but from what we are spared. The opportunities we missed, the doors that closed, the prayers that seemed unanswered, they were shaping resilience, teaching patience, and redirecting our hearts toward purpose. It's not punishment, it's preparation, a divine choreography, moving us in ways we cannot see, but which ultimately lead to growth, strength, and a life aligned with our highest calling. And when you finally understand this truth, a shift occurs within. The no longer feels like denial, but like a protective embrace. You start to see the subtle patterns of grace, the hidden hand guiding your steps, the intentional pauses that set you up for blessings far beyond your imagination. Life's closed doors are not the end. They are the beginning of something far greater, and once you accept this, every rejection becomes a stepping stone toward the life God always intended for you. Sometimes, understanding God's no requires us to step back and look beyond the surface of our disappointment. Life doesn't hand out answers the way we expect. It molds us quietly in the shadows, teaching lessons through patience, endurance, and subtle guidance. Every closed door, every delayed response, every unfulfilled desire carries within it a hidden message, a whisper that the path we long for might not align with the greater plan, a plan crafted with infinite wisdom and love. It's in these quiet moments that perspective shifts. You begin to see that setbacks are not punishments, but signposts. The things we resist, the challenges we dread, the moments that make us question our faith, they are the very tools God uses to refine us. Like a sculptor chiseling a block of marble, each no removes what is unnecessary, shaping a stronger, wiser, more resilient version of ourselves. What feels like rejection often turns out to be the most profound protection. And when we finally grasp this truth, a sense of peace begins to settle over our hearts. We realize that God's timing is impeccable, that every denial, every delay, every redirect has purpose. The frustration fades, replaced by trust. The fear of missing out gives way to anticipation for what is coming. And slowly, we learn to embrace the no, not as a door closed, but as a bridge to something far greater than we ever imagined. And then it hits you, the realization that every no you've ever received was never a rejection, but a redirection. The opportunities you thought you lost, the relationships that ended, the prayers that seemed unanswered, they were all part of a greater design, a careful orchestration by a loving God. What once felt like failure now takes on a new meaning, protection, preparation, and a quiet shaping of your heart and soul for something far beyond your imagining. In that moment, perspective shifts completely. Fear and frustration dissolve, replaced by clarity and trust. You begin to see the hidden threads connecting every setback to a future blessing. The disappointments no longer weigh you down. They lift you, teaching resilience and patience. And suddenly, the world doesn't feel like a place of denial. It feels like a place where every closed door leads to a higher purpose, where God's no is truly the most powerful yes you could ever receive. So, the next time you face a closed door, a missed opportunity, or a prayer that seems unanswered, remember this: God's no is never the end. It is a beginning. It is a sign that something greater is waiting, something more beautiful, more fitting, and more aligned with the life He intends for you. Embrace the detours, trust the timing, and walk forward with faith, knowing that every denial carries within it the seeds of a blessing you cannot yet imagine. Thank you so much for watching this video and joining us on this journey of understanding God's guidance. If this message touched your heart, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who might need encouragement and hope. Your support helps us continue creating content that inspires and uplifts.